Hi, I'm Chris Marshall, and welcome to Shop Night. You know what that means. I am joined here by the 2023 FRRC Wisconsin International Raceway Super Late Model Rookie of the Year, your friend and mine, the big LG, Lou Goss. Lou, how you doing, man?
I'm great, Chris. How are you? Thanks for having me, by the way, on your show.
Hey, bud. Hey, bud, the pleasure is all mine.
Yeah.
Well, today I'm looking here at the car, and before we go any further with the car, I want to let you know that this episode is brought to you in part by Nicolet Bank. So Nicolet Bank, they help with loans. So they do help with commercial and residential loans.
Yeah. In fact, we have our home loan through them. They've been great, and they also helped us get this shop taken care of. And they have, actually, a little quick plug, they do a really cool program. I don't know if they do it year-round, but we took part in it in May or April last year. Their Small Business of the Month, and we had a nice little thing at the entryway of their Howard office. So we had business cards and freebie stuff, and we actually had a cool little video playing every time people would come in there and see what we're up to.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So they're very hands-on.
Yes. Yeah. They came to a couple races. Great people.
Nice. Well, I hope we have them for some of our races this year. Well, Lou, now getting to the car, the car looks different.
Yeah.
It's missing some things here, and I helped with that. But for somebody that doesn't know, what do we do?
Well, first of all, you did great, Chris, helping out tonight. Tonight was a kind of a regular maintenance night for us in the off season. Actually, it's also something we handle in mid season during the year too. Is hub freshening, where we take the hubs all apart and clean the bearings all out, and then refill them with grease. We didn't get that far tonight, which wasn't the intent, but we got everything apart. Got the brakes off it; those are also get rebuilt. So push the pistons out and put new seals in, and they'll be ready to go for next year. We do have some upgrades we're hoping for that we're working on with these hubs and these brakes, but this part had to be handled anyways, so it's great. Great night.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Chris.
Why do we do this? I mean, can't we just, and I know this is going to sound different, but, for somebody that doesn't know a whole lot about this, they'll say, well, why do you have to change them out? Can't you just, go out and buy new ones, or can't you just continue to keep racing the same ones year after year? What do you say to somebody that may have that kind of attitude towards it, or may have that type of question?
Well, definitely one of the things you don't need to have happen in a race car, right, is breakdowns, right? So maintenance is key, and bearings are one of those things. Wheel bearings and piston seals on your brakes are a big thing to take care of, and they're fairly inexpensive parts, but they can cause really expensive problems if they're not maintained. So that's why we take care of them every off season for sure, and then midway through every season we'll rebuild the bearings for sure. We don't always rebuild the piston seals during the season, but that is always a off-season item.
And I did help you guys with that last season, and one of the things I remembered as I was using a lot of that brake cleaner, it did turn my hand a different color. So that is quite the process of doing that, cleaning that off, the preventative maintenance, you would say, right?
Yep. Yeah, that brake cleaner is always pretty harsh stuff, right? So you get to cleaning, 8 bearings, right, on a car, and by the time you're done with them, they're probably going to be kind of dry. See how that's going to go.
Now, you were telling me there's also a different type that you can use. So we have you said there's an oil-based one.
Yeah.
And so what's the advantage to using an oil-based versus the ones that we have here?
Yeah, so the ones right now, we fill, each bearing slot, every other bearing slot, with grease, and it's difficult to process. Fortunately, Chris has the pipes to do that, but the rest of us, it's kind of a struggle. But yeah, the oil-filled ones is something we're looking into right now. Sounds like super easy maintenance compared to what we're doing. Maybe the maintenance is a little bit more often, but it sounds like it's so much easier that it's probably worth it. So we're looking forward to that.
So it sounds like it would probably save us a lot of, my favorite word, time. So like I'm all about anything that saves us time,
Yeah.
not about cutting corners, but anything that saves us time
Yep.
to where we could maybe focus on some other things with the car. Because we had this list here, and this kind of goes over some of the stuff that we did. It's not a grocery list.
No, we try and print one of these out every shop night. This is for the last couple weeks. It's hung up on here, and just a few items just to have something to check off the list. Right, it kind of helps us be efficient. Right, tonight we were done. It only took us start to finish 3 hours. Right, and we had some food and
Real good food.
watched the playoff game, and then we're doing this.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the better team won.
Yeah.
So it was a great game.
Yeah.
But some of the things that I do want to talk about is there was a banquet.
Yeah.
So we went to the banquet. My first time going to this banquet.
Mm-hmm.
Different. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Met some of the other people in the community. Super nice people. Great competitors that we do have. I think we have one of the best racing communities out there.
Yeah.
I thought Lauren did a really good job emceeing the thing, and I can't speak about how great his work is, but just from being there, how'd you feel?
Yeah. Well, it was great. It's always fun, right? It's such a fun way to get us all together as a team and as a, like you said, as a racing community, have everyone get together in the middle of the off season. Enough of us are in touch as the off season goes, but it's really fun to get everybody together, and the place was packed. I mean, it was probably had to be 200 people there. I'm sure 200 or 300 people.
I'm gonna go full promoter mode here.
Yeah.
Let's just say the people were packed all the way from the Raptors.
Yeah.
And how did it feel as outgoing rookie of the year? You're seeing some of the other guys that are coming in that are rookie of the year, and I was under the impression that you'd go up there, maybe present them as outgoing rookie of the year with the rookie of the year.
I have to ask the club about that.
But I thought everything was great. They brought everybody up there. All the classes were represented very well. Our families were all there, to take everything in. And so that was a lot of fun. And the crew was there, so everybody from the team to the families had a great night, and looking forward to next year because we'll probably be up there, right?
That's what I'm thinking. We'll probably get some hardware again. We missed out on the hardware this year compared to the year prior, but looking forward to getting some hardware this coming year, and having the crew there, and we do bring our whole family, right? I don't know if we weren't part of the majority of as far as groups that brought their kids and such, but we had fun doing that, and the kids are always good for mixing it up and bringing a little action.
Oh yeah, my daughter enjoyed it, and I asked her, I said, how was it? She goes, Dad, I had a lot of fun. I said, me too. We didn't win any of the raffle stuff.
No.
I put $5 in, bought some tickets, we split them, and we thought we were going to win the television. We thought we were going to win everything.
Yeah.
But it just didn't. I guess, as they say, it's just the guys just weren't shining down on me. So,
I think so.
As things go on, as we're ticking along here in 2025, how is it looking for your schedule for this year?
Weekly for sure. Weekly is a big thing, and the icebreaker at the Dells, that'll be. I was kind of thinking about that the other day. I'm like, man, that's only 3 months away. We better get to working. And we'll end our season at the Dells for sure for the Halloween. And we'll we're going to go to, Norway for sure a couple times. We love going there. We had a ton of fun at Marshfield last year for the fall shootout. I'm sure that at least will be on the schedule, right? I mean, we had fun everywhere we went. It's just, it's too bad we can't. It's difficult to go to every track every year, and still have commitments to your weekly shows and stick within your budget, kind of,
I like to think with how we did things last year, I like to think we did a really good job.
Yeah.
Minus the hiccup, I still think everything went really good.
It ended up being a lot of fun, really, as much as we raced at the end of the year.
Now, if there's anything I could touch on, the fall shootout. The way that they ran the fall shootout, I thought was really good.
Yeah.
So the way that they announced all the drivers for it kind of made me feel like this was like our Slinger Nationals. This was like our Dixieland.
Yeah.
Just like how they announced it. And the next driver is, and they put the background, they put the car in there. And I remember looking at it at work, I go, God, it looks so badass.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, you know, and I saw all the drivers that were in there. I'm like, man, we got this.
Yeah.
And that was a fun show, going there. And I have a lot of memories and stories from there. We almost, we almost came away with it in the heat race there. And, and
you and I'll get that figured out the next time.
That's right. Okay. That's right. Next time we'll be actually in Victory Lane celebrating. So, so that was a lot of fun going up there. I thought we had a lot of speed going there. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, we won't be going to State Park.
Yes.
Which was
we haven't really talked about that a whole lot. But
no.
State Park closing.
That was not the fact that it's closing. It was a highlight going there. Yes. Mainly because rap superstar, NASCAR Hall of Famer Mark Martin was there. And FYI, you do get a producer credit or you do get an artist credit if you're in the song for almost a minute. So if he does get an artist credit, it shows up on Spotify as Mark Martin is a rap artist. But I got to meet Mark again, but that wasn't why we were there. Yeah. We were there to race. We were there to win.
Yeah.
And Lou, going to State Park, what was that like going to State Park?
Yeah. That's just one of those tracks that really growing up, I didn't know much about. Even my dad was racing in the Mid-Am trucks back in the day. He didn't go there. I don't think the series did at that time. But the first time we went there a couple years ago, we had a blast. It was just a neat facility, and I thought their crowds were great. They have that really cool bar behind the grandstands, which I always thought was awesome. I took my kids there just as a spectator. When we weren't racing there, I'd take them there for the Degens or whatever big race. Mm-hmm. And it's too bad it's closing. It's another one of those diamonds in the rough type of thing. I don't think it gets some of the publicity as the other tracks, but you go race there and it's fun. It's just as fun as the other tracks to go to.
Yeah, I went there for the first time in 21 as a spectator, and I was blown away by the racing and stuff there. Yeah. And then 22, 23, I was there with Kaler, and we were there for Degens Fest, and that was actually a really good show. I was very surprised when you're watching from the fence and you see all the people there watching it, and so for me it was a lot of fun going there. And then when we went there this year, it was a lot of. It was. I had a lot of fun. Yeah. I had a lot of fun.
It was a long day.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
It was fun.
Yeah. There's some pictures from there that I have from there where I tell people, hey, that was us leading. Yeah. And it was. I enjoyed it. I got to talk to the track announcer there, some other officials and stuff there that were really nice as we were leaving. And
they're always very welcoming. Yep. I'm thankful that we were there.
One of the things I remember is. We were under caution, and I remember you came on the radio and said, hey, Chris, what's going on out there? And I said, don't worry, I'll figure this out. And I go over there and I said, hey, why are the other cars going by? I thought we were getting our lap back. And they're just like, hey, the next caution, you'll get your lap back, stuff like that, So we go back out there, and I think we must have ran like 30 laps under green. And then right as the caution came back, I said, yes, we got our lap back. We're in this. And he said, Chris, the car is not going to start.
The car shut off.
And I'm just like, are you sure? Like, did you turn it off, turn it back on again? And then I went up to the announcer and I said, hey, we're gonna need a tow truck. And very, very, very young announcer's like, hey, we're gonna need a tow truck. And he called for the tow truck down there, and I make the long walk down to the pits, and I think the first thing I said to you when you got out of the car, I said, we would have had him.
Yep.
We would have had him.
Yep.
But a really good driver won that race that day, and we got to walk the track the last time. Yep. I have video of that.
Yep.
And then I got to talk to Hall of Famer, rapper Mark Martin. Mm-hmm. And Mark was really cool too. So, and Dave Marcus was there.
I was going to ask you if you had talked to Dave while you were there.
I did. Yeah. And Dave looked the same as he did back in 1998 as he did there. So I looked at Dave, I said, man, you didn't age a bit. I said it under my breath. And I'm like, man, you didn't age a bit. He said, what? I said, you look great. Could you sign this? And then after that, I came back to the hauler,
Yeah.
and Eric said, "Who's Dave Marcus?" True story.
Yeah.
True story. He said, "Who's Dave Marcus?" And I said, "Never mind. Here, have another beer." So yeah, so that for me, State Park was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Speaking with people there, and it's just a shame to see that place go.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to going to some new tracks this year.
Yeah.
Maybe Toma.
I don't think they bring the super lates there. Really?
With CWRA.
Oh, with the yes, that would be exciting on that tire.
It is a very neat track. I'm just gonna say I think we would have a lot of fun there. Just if you want to.
Yeah.
We don't have to.
Yeah.
I understand it's a great facility. The CWRA puts on great shows. We go out to Toma. Worst case scenario, we win the race.
That's right.
Same with any race.
Mm-hmm.
Worst case scenario, we go out and win.
I love it.
But one of the things I want to get to is if you think that is cool.
Oh yeah.
How cool do you think this is?
These are awesome, Chris.
I'm telling you, these
Thank you.
Lucas sweatshirts
And t-shirts.
and t-shirts are one of the coolest things that I've seen. I'm telling you what, if you want to be the coolest person at the racetrack, you want to be the coolest person at your figure skating meet, work, casual Friday,
Yeah.
church, whatever have you.
Sweetest day.
Sweetest day.
Sweetest.
Valentine's Day is also coming
That
up
is
too.
coming
So
up.
if you're a hopeless romantic and you want to get a gift for that person that you've been secretly admiring, I recommend the Lucas sweatshirt or t-shirt, or if you're cool enough, get both of them. And Lou, tell them where the proceeds go to.
Oh, and the proceeds go to, right? $5 of each shirt and sweatshirt purchase goes towards the Alan Kwiecki Memorial Scholarship Fund at UW Milwaukee. It's been a ton of fun raising funds for that fund. And over this past year, right, we worked with a lot of tracks and got a bunch of proceeds for that scholarship. And it's been great. I was fortunate enough to earn that scholarship 10, 12 years ago. And we love helping them out. And plus, the purchase also continues to help our team out.
Now, another thing that I kind of want to touch on, some of the drivers, or you'll see this, where they'll say, "Hey, vote on this particular scheme that I'm going to run, or this one."
Oh, yeah.
So, like, for us, we're kind of looking to kind of throw it back to some of Alan's short track stuff. So,
Yeah.
I know we found one that he ran at Milwaukee, yellow and black.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's a white and blue one.
Yeah.
So, should we maybe do something where we, take this to Facebook, let the people kind of vote on it, and
Yeah. We'll make a poll or something. That would be great.
yeah, because I think it'd be kind of neat to have that happen.
Heck yeah.
But looks like that's going to be all the time we have for today. So I want to thank you for tuning in to Shop Night. You know what that means. I'm Chris Marshall. This is the Big LG, and you guys have a good one.
Nice job, Chris.
Thank you.